I'm concerned, obviously, like all of us, about the national insurance rise. It is, it's both the threshold has risen, so it's cut from 10 to 5, and obviously the rise. That is a huge burden on the salon sector. Now, the government was elected with a mandate to spend on public services, but I don't think that it realises quite the impact it could have, and it could be detrimental. So one, I do think, sadly, that some salons will close. Others will take the route of pushing people freelance. Others will cut staff. If some staff's on the borderline, then that they won't be able to afford to keep people. And the worst thing is potentially apprentices, because they're at risk. And I know already salon owners that are cutting back on that. So, and some will just turn in themselves saying, I've had enough with the risk and the paying the rent and the staff and the rest of it. I'm just going to go home-based or freelance myself. So it is a real threat. And I just hope anybody listening out government, we understand it's tough. You've got to raise revenue, but staff costs in the salon industry is a disproportionate amount of our costs. Yeah. And it could end up bringing less. So if there can be any measure to help with apprentices and apprenticeships, or any measure to slightly mitigate that for the salon sector, I know everybody's shouting, but it really is a massive issue. And we've had the powers have gone up recently. They had a series of issues, and I think we need to shout and say, hold on, can you help?
Yeah, I mean, there's only, obviously you can increase your prices, and obviously, I think a lot of salons are fearful of charging their worth, which, they as professionals, quite often I see a lot of salons where they try and just absorb costs. I don't think you can. I think you've got to pass those costs on.
I think you should really look at it. I mean, I look from my own business. We're not a salon business. We certainly on a very competitive environment and will not be passing on those costs. So that will be a hit to us, but we're not a salon sector, and staff is a very big cost, but it's not the same as running a salon.
Yeah.
But I do think you should look and explain the situation to your customers. And I think it depends where you are, of course, but most will be understanding.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, I speak to so many salon owners are fearful of changing their prices. And then when they do, clients just like absolutely fine about it. I always like to say, you don't go to the supermarket and they're shouting about, like beans are up in price and things. It's just sort of, yep, that's what's happening kind of thing. And I think the fear is from the salon owners and clinic owners that they think that their clients are going to be more price conscious than they are, and fingers crossed. I mean, I think with things like that, you do lose some clients, but then that opens up for new clients. So, but then the apprenticeship side, I think that is such a shame, because I mean, for my team, most of my therapists, that's the route we bring them in from. And it's a great route, because from early on, you've got someone who's learning your ways, getting incorporated into your business and how you run the business. And I think, it's a special kind of bond that you have, and I've got some of my team have been with me like 15 years have been on apprenticeships. And I think if we, that is to me a great route to bring someone new in. And fingers crossed, hopefully something will happen where that changes, where apprenticeships become that great thing. Well, I mean, they are great, but affordable kind of thing.
Look, I think the hair sector has it harder, because typically apprentices do not earn anything. So if you're not earning, it's a cost. Whereas some apprenticeships in beauty will start doing some work and therefore can earn. So, but it's easy to say, look, you should take on an apprenticeship. But if you're Salon is struggling, then what you're going to do? And you have to look at all costs. And you preach that as well as any business advisor, is look at your cost base and make sure that's really under control.
I mean, I must admit, what we've always done with apprenticeships, we've always brought someone in who's already done that level 2, simply because bringing someone in who's got no skills, basically,
I think that's what
there's not very much that they can actually do until they've got some skills. Having someone who's gone through level 2 means
they've got that core.
They've got, and then it's just a case of perfecting those skills.